do some cards, some flyers, some branding materials.
See, when minds get together, we just come up with crazy. It's hard. No, I appreciate y'all coming, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up, and Manny for bringing the Scooby snacks. Yeah, they got going already. I thought they was gonna take a little bit, but it didn't happen. Well, it's Iggy's LoudMouth podcast. I don't know if y'all have heard it. If you haven't, it's on Spotify, Apple. I've been doing it for about close to a year now. This is about the time that the idea came into fruition. So it's dope. I saw some people that were there the night that happened, who did the first with me, all that shit. And it's good to have people. I got homies here, day ones here. So it's good to have that, man. So I appreciate y'all pulling out. This is the first one of the decade, 2020. 2020, damn. You know what? Before we get into that, I'm gonna say something about 2020. I thought we was gonna have flying cars by now. I waited a little bit, but 2000, because I watched the Jetsons. I'm a little bit. I can remember seeing the Jetsons on TV. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, these niggas flying and shit. They coming out the teleporter. Where
I rode in a Tesla.
Where mine at? Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, but it's getting that Tesla going.
Bro,
I'm a little scared. That could turn into some. Tesla could turn into some.
Yeah, we weren't even driving. It was just taking us where we needed to go. We put the address in. Sit back. I was like, "Are you sure you don't want to just like?"
This was the Tesla you rode?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was fucking crazy.
It was crazy. It was like you didn't have to do shit. You just sit back.
Yeah, I was like still a little bit suspect about it. Like,
I don't like that. I'm not. I seen too many Terminator movies. I Robot. You know what I'm saying? Shit take over. I remember Will Smith didn't want to fucking. He didn't want to take his. He didn't want to be on auto drive. That nigga wanted to drive like, bro, you going 200 miles an hour, bro. You sure you want to do that? He rapped, but whatever. I got two of Chattanooga's finest here. You know what I'm saying? This is I actually been trying to get Sway on for a little bit. I talked about it on the last podcast.
He had to bring my ass with him to get.
No, I didn't even like that because Smathers did. Smathers. Listen, so we've been doing cross years, me and Slade, and this man pulled up for that. So it wasn't even on that, bro. I'm just vibing. Like I was saying before the show, like I've never been in a group. You know what I'm saying? And y'all are in a, y'all identify within a group. And so that, but y'all also are yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Y'all move what y'all want to move. It's not necessarily Smathers with Swavo. Y'all do your own thing.
Yeah,
with each other in your own way. So that's dope to me. I think in the game, it's very important to have that, especially if you're really working on music. You gotta have a team. So
it's super dope.
Yeah, it's dope. But yeah, man, y'all introduce yourself, man.
You go first, man.
Alright.
King of Chat.
Oh my god. Well, I'm sorry.
I didn't see your commercial enough. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
God, I know y'all sick of it, but just so y'all know. Y'all finna be sick of it for a little bit more. Yeah, finna be sick of it for a little bit longer.
I'm happy about that.
I got another one finna air around the Super Bowl. They're trying to be,
New York.
I got she finna be on one too.
I know. I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, so
I saw them today in the AFC Championship. I'm like, let me pull out my phone and record this real quick. I knew your ass was gonna be on the Super Bowl. I didn't see Swavo about 8 months.
Yeah, I know people sick of it.
Listen, every time they come, I walked in the Food City. I saw your sign. I was like, yeah, we in there.
I want one of those
right by the pharmacy, bro. Niggas got to go to the pharmacy. They gonna see you. They gonna see you. They gonna see Teddy. Oh, that's the guy in the commercial.
Yeah.
That's Swavo.
I mean, I want one. Every time I ask them for one, they kind of deflect.
Oh,
Swable, we love you.
Oh my God. Man, it's dirty, bro. Get that man his damn poster, man.
Just gotta go take it from Food City. They're trying to stop you, be like, look, it's me, bro.
They gotta walk. What do you mean I can't steal it? Of course I can.
Give that man his poster, bro. I didn't see him had enough. Give it to him, bro.
For sure.
He can sign it. We need to sign a couple. Listen. They tripping, bro. Give that man his. Anyways, go ahead, bro. I ain't even mean
well, I'm Swavo, saxophone player, producer, artist, A&R, father, a bunch of things, a big accumulation of things. I try to get in where I fit in, and however I can be creative, I'm gonna be creative. However I can work with somebody and collaborate, that's what I'm gonna do. So it's good to be here, man. Y'all make some noise, man. We in a live audience. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no regular podcast right here. We got a live audience here. It's lit.
Have you heard them yet? The last one, it got a little grimy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get it crunk then.
Yeah. I don't know about shit. Last time it was about to be a fight. Last time it sounded like it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, everybody like, get the cook. I was like, listen, it's fired up. Chill. Nah, but yeah, man, I'm happy to see that, man. What's up with you, Smathers?
Yeah, man. I'm Johnny Smathers. I don't know. I'm not from Chad originally, but I've been here since like 2012 now. So I feel like a second home, or it's become my home. Kind of seen the whole like music scene take off or start to build, and kind of have gotten to see it from like a ground level in a few different situations, which has been cool. But really, I just try to kind of like play a role, whatever. I make my own music too, but I like to just write. I write all sorts of stuff, other people's music with them, social media type of stuff, or like press release type stuff. Really been trying to work on like screenwriting even.
Oh shit!
So, the brain.
Tell me that.
Yeah, me and we did a little screenwriting type thing for like a short film idea for his new album that's gonna come out. So we're still working shit together, but just like ideas, even if we don't like run with it, just make like putting yourself out there and trying new ideas. Shit, I'm trying to think. Other than that, just like trying to just be, you know, a witness to cool stuff happening and getting involved. This year to me has been more about like trying new things and not just being like pressed on music, because music's something I love to do, but when it becomes like pressure, like, oh, you gotta make this pop, it almost becomes like a burden in a way, which I think a lot of artists can relate to.
Yeah.
So for me, I just try to like
get back to life.
Yeah, just live my life and just do things that I like to do. And then that inspires me, and I feel like that will feed back into the music.
Yeah.
Or into other people's music, and just trying to help other people grow like their like artistic vision. You know what I mean?
I think people don't really. I think I don't know why I don't know if it's a newer generation or like, you know, kind of the older, somewhere in between, like writing became something that was like taboo. You know what I mean? Like if you write for people, especially in rap or hip hop, like if you write for people, you like, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
hip hop is like, bro, you got writers, cancel. But in pop music, it's like you pull up the credits for like a pop artist. There's like 36 people.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, these 3 guys wrote the hook. These guys wrote the second verse. This person wrote the like little one intro that was like, whoa, and then they got their check. You know?
That's dope, man. I kind of want to talk about that because I feel like even in chat, the writing, it's like even when you talk about screenwriting, you know, writing itself is like, I don't know why it's not really it's an
lost art.
It is a lost art.
Because of like, the visual aspects of social media and stuff. Like, I just got onto TikTok recently, and it's like there's not even like, you can't even put that many words into a TikTok. You got like 20, 100, and then Twitter like 140 characters.
Yeah,
it's kind of like keep it short,
sweet,
share an image, video. But like, it's cool to see like long form writing content still like thrive. Like if you find a good blog, or even like I listen to a lot of podcasts now. I need to start throwing yours more into the rotation. I've listened to a few episodes, but like lately I've just been listening to like people talk, have conversations. It's just like good.
Yeah, it's good.
Music's good too, but
yeah, it's good. I mean,
you like writers in hip hop, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like. I mean, it depends. Like, I think like with Cardi B, it works really well. Like, they find her good songs, and she's got a really good voice and a good flow.
Cardi
but
B
if we
is,
and she just kills that, and then it's like a song everyone can love. But if you're trying to come out as like if Meek Mill just had a ghostwriter, it'd be like, bro, we've seen the videos of you with the cornrows freestyling in Philly. Like, we know you can rap. Like, just do it. Like, it's lazy at that point.
I think people like can be good like rappers, good at writing, but as far as like making and like rapping and like making a good song are like very different. So I know a lot of times people need like help writing like hits, and then they write all of their other stuff, and sometimes people discredit you because I remember watching like some interview that Drake had where he was like, he like wrote all of his biggest hits.
Yeah. That was a real. Yeah.
And then I had to Google that just to like fact check that, and then I just Googled like songs that Drake wrote, and it was like all of the songs that I personally liked a lot. He wrote all himself, so I like he earned my respect back after that, you know, and he kind of changed my perspective on writing. Plus, being in some like bigger sessions, I've been in a lot of big sessions. And there's people, they're just kind of like throwing in ideas. I know they like to leave their egos at the door when they come in. So it's like I know I'm talented. He knows he's talented. So it's like we're trying to hurry up and write this song. Hold on, give me the next bar. And then they give it to him. It's like, and then they slide that in, and now everybody's making money together.
Yeah.
You know, that's super important, like as far as collaboration and stuff like that. So
especially with the team.
What is going on with my boy right now, man?
Did you get a new album?
Yeah, bro. I wish I didn't because
you didn't take it.
I didn't listen to it.
It was straight. It wasn't great.
No, man. Exactly, bro. But when you're a great, bro, you have to be great, bro. You can't just like be dropping anything. And I'm not saying he dropped anything, but it's like you have to like be able to move with the times. And
I feel like his features was with the times.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. The beats was trash. Yeah, bro. It was trash, and it really hurt my heart, bro. It really hurt my heart, bro, because I want to vouch for him, because he's always my, like, you know what I'm saying, my go-to when they be like, who's the greatest rapper alive? And I be like, what? I mean, well, I used to.
When I was a kid, I loved that. When I was like 12, I'd be in the mirror like, these guys are feed. Like, I'd be like, dude, have you heard Infinite, bro? Like, have you heard Infinite Eminem, bro? Like, bars. But now, like, I can't do it anymore. It's too, like, in my face. Like,
I feel like that loses listeners for some reason. He's very, and there's other rappers that rap like that don't lose the listener.
But I respect it in a way.
Yeah, I respect it because it's the technical ability to do what he do is bar none.
I was listening to Mac Miller's new album.
It's like it's a
they
combo
dropped it on the same day, and I was kind of like, all right, bro. Like,
you feel like
Mac Miller announced he was gonna put out this posthumous album, or his estate did, or whatever, and then you're like, oh, I'm just surprised dropped it on the same day.
You think you dropped it on purpose? He might. I don't know if he
delay it a week. Come on, bro.
I don't know if he did. I feel like Mac got him anyway, though.
Yeah, Mac's album was like Jack Johnson rap or something.
It was like he was rapping and singing and like classic shit, like a lot of instruments, bro. He used a lot of fucking
fire. It was musical. He was making songs.
Yeah, he was on
like these were songs like Eminem is a rapper. Like
yeah, he's like sending the.
It was one song he had.
He made me
pulls out like a pen and pad.
I feel like I'd be in school or some shit. It's just like, oh my god, like the words. The words, like if I have to research, like if I have to look up like your words and what they mean, like what did he mean? Like it's like
he's got like a thesaurus and like Ticonderoga pencils.
Drunk, you feel what I'm saying? Like
barring it up.
He made me want to go write a novel. But,
oh man,
that's
man. I mean, I feel like his status right now is taking a hit. I don't really know why.
I agree. I mean, I feel like when you get to a certain point, you need to know when to retire. You need to like know when to like sit back and let you know what I'm saying, let the young folk run it. It's like, bro, even me, like I ain't even got all the way in, and I'm like, bro, I'm getting old. I'm finna get me a younger artist, put them up under me, and
like you don't see Snoop trying to drop albums like that. Really,
he drop albums, but they not like
he's chilling. He'll do like a song with Lil Duval and get a huge check, and then play some Madden.
Snoop the culture. Snoop the culture. You can't kick out.
I think
he's like an uncle in the game.
You know what the difference between Snoop and Emmett? Snoop has like he's a student of music, so a lot of his songs. Like I remember when Bush came out, that's one of my favorite albums with Snoop, bro. And that was like a total like different lane for him. You know what I'm saying? But he's able to tap into other elements of music.
He even did a reggae album.
He did a gospel album. That shit won a Grammy. I think or something like that. Like, man, Snoop making gospel?
He did. I don't know if he won a Grammy, but I believe you just said it.
Yeah, M got 15. M got 15 records.
Yeah. Well, hey man, listen. I always feel like it's that's why I'm happy we can talk like this, because I feel like we're in the element of hip hop, and there are white people in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like we're at a time in hip hop where white people in hip hop are like pushed away a little bit. Like people don't really want to hear what they gotta say. They don't credit them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mac Miller's one of my favorite artists ever. Yeah. But I feel like he doesn't get the respect that he should just based off the fact that he's white. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that a little bit, bro?
I feel like he gets like people who get his music. I feel like they respect it. Mm-hmm. There's like a lot of people, especially when he passed away. I think people went back and like listened and were like saw the progression and stuff like that. But I see what you mean. I mean, I think someone like Jack Harlow is a good example. If you guys know.
Yeah, I fuck with Jack Harlow, bro.
He's like in with the culture fully. And
yeah.
Like, I feel like he's really accepted by like rap culture and like black culture in general.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't really try hard or whatever. He just seems to be like a smooth dude. Like if you just gave me put some headphones on my head and just said like listen to this song, I'd be like, this shit goes. And
I heard Batman first, I think.
Oh, the Dark Knight.
Oh, Dark Knight. That's what it was. I was like, bruh. I heard it. I ain't seen him, so I heard. I was like, yo, this shit hard. And I watched the video.
When like white rappers try to like do too much, it annoys me even. But like, you know, at the same time, as like a white dude who raps, I just try to like express myself, stay in my like lane. You know what I mean? And not really be like appropriating. Like, I'm not gonna say shit I don't do. I'm not gonna like talk about shit that isn't my like life. Like I didn't catch a body on Thursday. I didn't do that. So, and I think people can. There's like room for respect there. You know what I mean? But I also like love old rap. Like I could like quote Nas to you all day. You know what I mean? So and I like new shit too. Like you'll catch me in my car going between like listening to like indie pop shit and then going like putting on YoungBoy NBA shit. Like I like just like good melodies, good tunes.
Something that
sometimes I want to beat that hits harder, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I you know, these two right here, they know. Me and DJ was like super Coldplay fans. I don't know if he still is.
I still listen.
Okay, yeah, but they just dropped something recently.
Yeah.
I was on that. Kings of Leon, like, but I feel like you can't really share that. But I like that. So I like
it's like roll the windows up type.
You know what I'm saying? I shit.
Blast it by yourself type vibe.
I done wrote my shit down with King of Leon, bro. That boy's hard, bro.
I think one of the reasons why we may discredit like white rappers is because like I guess like where rap kind of came from, like being in like the projects or in certain situations where you grow up in the hood and stuff like that. I mean, like, white people are scarce. It's kind of like you go to the other side of town and you find the white people and then you come back on ours and it's just us. Yeah. So it's like with it coming from that and then white rappers taking something that comes from that, you know, and kind of like, I mean, I'm that's not discrediting their talent. Anybody can rap and like put words together and make it mean something and make it sound good. Like anybody can do that.
Connect like the culture.
Yeah, like, it's a certain, like you said, a culture connection.
A lifestyle.
You know, it's a lifestyle that like rap kind of came from. That like certain people might not understand. You know, so it's like if you like kind of grew up in the suburbs. I mean, bro, rap about the suburbs and like we. Like just because you're being yourself, you know what I'm saying? We won't knock you or none of that stuff. Like, but it's like just talk about what you know. That's where I come from. You know, just talk about.
Man, it's black dudes that don't do that shit. Niggas be talking about shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All the fucking time.
For sure. But it's very much different because like I said, the culture connection, like.
Yeah. It's easier to give them a pass.
It's way easier.
I don't like that personally, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't like that, bro. I feel like niggas, you know, they be lying and shit. And it's just like, bro. Like,
what I think is crazy though is like that so many young white people love rap and that's all they listen to. And even though it doesn't relate to their life at all, like, you know, they're going to soccer practice and getting picked up from going to like sleepovers to watch like. You know, all the Avenger movies with their bros and playing Fortnite, and then they're bumping like all the hardest like street songs because it's so accessible now. Like with TikTok, like I'm talking about all this shit again, but like all like social media, they hear all these songs like in memes and all this stuff, and they're like, "What song is that?" And then they start on their playlist, and they're just like doing the whoa in their room. And, like, their mom's like telling them to do their laundry, and it's just like I think it's become so immersed into culture that literally like hip hop is losing like its own grasp of like its own control of its like culture.
Do y'all think it's time to break up genres? I want to ask y'all that because I talked
Say what again? Say it
again. Y'all feel like it's time to like, you know how rock broke up, like indie rock, pop rock, you know.
Yeah,
metal,
like,
pop,
oh yeah,
like,
we're witnessing it. It's doing it right
hip-hop
now.
is ready for that? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's currently doing it. I don't think we got a choice.
Like a trap rap station and like a pop rap station.
And a mumble rap station.
Usually it's just like hip hop and R&B, and that's such a wide thing. Like, that's like hundreds of different styles of music.
I got on Post Malone about that this last episode. I don't really want to bring him back up, but it's, you know,
we can bring him.
I don't. He doesn't fit into hip hop to me. I feel like he eats off of that, but he's never spit a bar in his life. I've never heard him actually rap. All he does is like melody sing and shit, which is cool. It's still rap, but it ain't. I don't like when he's out selling J. Cole, and I'm like, bro, that's not. You know, that's have him have his own lane. Stop
People call Post Malone a rapper.
Yeah, I mean, technically he's considered a rapper.
Technically he's considered a rapper. I don't know if I knew that, but that's like crazy.
Tyler, the Creator's last album, like.
Yeah, that wasn't rap.
It's hard to say if that was a rap album.
It wasn't.
Like you know, there's always music nerds on.
I know he can rap though.
Broke down the numbers and they were like, there was this many.
You got the ability to do multiple things, man. I want to ask you. So what do you prefer, like going down that type of lane with your rap or music, or you like prefer? Because trunk therapy is like a little bit of not everything still within your lane, but it taps into some.
I mean, I like that.
It's hard.
Trap shit, bro. I like trap shit. I like hard shit. I like shit that them 808s. I like them fucking like blow the speakers.
Yeah.
You know, that's like really if I had a choice, you know. But it's not always where the money is, just because of how saturated it is. So when you're smart and you're like trying to get money, like you definitely gotta be like way more broad. And plus, I like to create, so I don't necessarily want to be like marginalized. Like I know every time I talk to somebody, like people love to tell me like, bro, I like everything you're doing, but you're gonna have to pick one. You can't do it all. Like you're gonna have to pick one and then blow up off that and then wing everything else together. I'm like, bro, Phil said, like that's literally what makes me me. The fact that I do everything at the same time. Like I could just do post saxophone videos for the rest of my career and blow up that way and go viral and like have a smaller lane. You know what I'm saying? I could just do the rap shit and just like have that lane, or I could do that both and everything in between and everything on the backside and just like be a machine. You know? So it's like I'm trying to be a mogul at the end of the day, so I just don't like. Plus, like understanding marketing. I'm going deep now. Understanding marketing. You know, like if I just was to do something like the saxophone continuously, and then you see me blow up off the saxophone, like to you, all you gonna know me for is the saxophone. And then when I start dropping rap shit, like you don't take it serious.
Play the sax.
Exactly.
You know what? Hey, Swaybo,
that is one way to make me mad, bro.
Let me be 100 with you, bro. The first time I heard about you, bro, I went to a show. I got back in 2015 from Germany. The first time I heard about it, I got to a show, and I came to the show. And you were opening for somebody. It was at the spot on Brandon Road. I don't remember who the fucking show was about. It's been like 3-4 years ago. You've grown from that, but still. Like that was the first time I heard you. So, I knew you played the sax already. I hadn't heard you rapping yet. So when I came into the crowd, people or somebody was like, "Yo, that's that nigga that played the sax. What he talking about?" So like, but this was before you even came on the. They just heard that you were performing. I was like, bro, how y'all gonna like let that man do? So I just sat back and watched. I was like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, let him do his thing. I know everybody know him for the sax, but if he want to take that lane, let him go take that lane. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, that's when I started kind of keeping up with you. But it's funny that you say that because it's like that's a real thing. That's
how it works. I'm aware of how it works, and because of that, I stopped posting saxophone videos. Like, I'm finna feed you like my music, and then like you just gonna have to catch like this. But I still play on everything. I play on everybody's music and stuff like that. But like people are catching singles.
This nigga on James Harden NBA commercials and shit.
Shit like that.
I saw that nigga. I was like, hello, this nigga James Harden traveling to Swaybo, bro.
Shit like that.
Shit hard though. I ain't gonna lie. You was on that about 3 or 4 times too.
It was like 8. It was like 8. Yeah, bro. It was 8.
Yeah, it was a few times.
I kept counting.
George Kittle, hell yeah.
I was like posting.
Yeah.
Hype videos and music. Okay, he's on my fantasy squad. Posting my roommate's music.
Hell yeah.
Crazy as hell.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, bro. I don't keep doing what you're doing. Then fuck it.
Yeah,
whatever you're doing is working.
Yeah, but look, one thing, and I hope everybody takes something from it. Just like people will always tell you what can't be done, and everybody knows what can't be done until it gets done, and then everybody starts doing it. It's kind of like look at the Guinness Book of World Records. It's like you see those records. And like you didn't even know that these things could be done on that level until you saw it. You get what I'm saying? Until you see it right there. So people gonna always tell you what's like too big for you and stuff like that, man. You gotta like let that go in one ear and out the other, cause you feel what I'm saying. You gotta put them on game. You feel me?
Yeah. What you think? How you think Chattanooga gonna break more into the mainstream market? You think that's
into the mainstream? I mean,
maybe if we get a freshman on that XXL or something like that.
We had one.
We got Isaiah.
We had one.
That's right.
I mean, Isaiah. I don't know. I think Isaiah.
I think that helped a lot already.
Yeah, Zay. Honestly, bro, whenever I see him again, I'm gonna tell him like, bro, I think you really sparked some shit in the city.
He did, bro, for sure.
Because this was not happening.
Remember when he was like calling us out on it was the Sway?
It was the breakfast.
No, bro.
He's like, Chad ain't got no music.
Yeah. He was right, bro.
Sitting there watching like Isaiah Rashad in the Breakfast Club. Once he got his
damn,
us. But it was true.
It was. And I remember when that came out. I remember when I wasn't here in Chattanooga when he started blowing up. That's when I was in Germany, so I was hearing from other people about him. So when I watched the interview, I was like, I saw Chattanooga people mad that he said that. Like, Chattanooga ain't got no music. Like, bro, he's not. I don't remember a time.
I was mad.
Well, I mean, it was underneath, but I think he was talking on a level to where he's sitting on breakfast because he felt like it wasn't people connecting each other and doing the networking that we're doing now.
In the city.
It's been in LA where they got like a whole studio set up. There's like a whole economy from creating
now
music
it's like
and selling music.
It's growing. It's still growing. I think,
There's a bunch more studios. I think that's a good sign. And I mean, there's artists popping off, like building their own fans from the internet that people in chat don't even know about. Some of these artists that are like popping off. Like, Swersy, a lot of people know Baby Mother. Yeah. Like, there's just the people just putting content on every day and building it, and they're building fans all over the world. It's not really just about chat.
Man, I remember when Baby Mother was, who was they talking about? That was like a freshman. I was talking about like, bro, she traveling the world right now. Doing shows, like sold out shows in Europe. In Europe and shit. I'm like, bro, like, she need a band. And this is like an underground thing. Pure underground. It's not already getting some, cosigns and shit like that. She ain't really getting no cosigns. This is ground up type shit. You know what I'm saying? And she from the city.
I think everyone can like learn from that. It's like the best way to build Chattanooga's music scene is to like look outward and just focus on like trying to gain people who are interested in like what you're doing wherever they are. Yeah. And like
tell them that's where you from.
Like when Tut dropped his album Preacher's Son, a lot of people would be like in Australia, like, I want to go to Chattanooga, man. I want to see like live from Chattanooga streets, bro. And like, I can't do Australian accent, but like they paint it in their mind. There's like a place, and I think that the artists here, there's something about this place that like definitely brings people.
It's an art. It's an art scene.
Yeah, and people from here like want to express it in their music and like represent it and like paint that picture. And the more they do that, it's just gonna help grow.
Yeah,
and like all these politicians talking about they're gonna invest in the city in all these ways, and like we just hope that they're gonna continue to invest in the music scene because there's not really venues putting on for it.
No, they cutting off. They cutting out. They straight up cut out hip hop. Like, in 1 year, I remember we were getting all these venues and shit to do.
But look at us, we invent our own venues. We make our own venues. Yeah. We gotta make our own. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta make our own, bro. Like when I'm not gonna say no names or call no colors, but when they own everything, you know what I'm saying, it kind of make it hard to move how you want to move for your own like particular culture. So you just gotta invent your own, bro. We gonna bring it back for sure. I know with me, they ain't got no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, when I saw hey, listen, bro, when I saw your ass playing in the Stir, bro. Listen, on a Sunday brunch,
bro.
Okay?
I got a mimosa there, nigga.
Hey, listen.
Free mimosas.
Mimosas, bro. This mimosa time, so it ain't hood. Let me tell you. It's downtown. I walk in, I'm like, He smacked me on the sax. Like, this nigga, I like, this nigga winning, right? He set the mood for a mimosa time.
He probably played a church service like an hour before that.
I did. My Sundays be from top to bottom.
Need a horn? I'm there.
Thanks. Every day be top to bottom.
That shit hard, bro. What, like, I kind of talked about this before, but I'm trying to, like, really talk about it more with artists, and especially people that I've been having on the podcast. Like, what fuels y'all work ethic, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes y'all, like, I need to keep going. Even at the darks or the highs, you know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe for me personally, well, I'm a dad, so
yes, sir.
I always have this thing to where I don't want my kids to ask me like, damn, why didn't you finish like pursuing music? And I'd be like, well, I had you, and I had to like go and get a job and get this money so I could like put food on the table. Like, I just feel like that answer is just like really played out at this point, and it's like I really want my kids to like see me pursue my dreams and achieve them, and I want them to go out and do the same thing. So that's one of them. And then what fuels me? Definitely like growth, like looking back and seeing how far I came, for sure. Cause like every year, like I'm jumping hurdles, bro. Every year for like the past 4 years, I've been like on a crazy, and I enjoy. I've become addicted to seeing progress, like and tracking my progress and seeing how far I came. So that's definitely another thing that keeps me going. Plus, it's like muscle memory at this point. I couldn't stop if I tried. I don't have a plan B. I don't have another way, really, like, that I plan on doing this. It's kind of like, it's either music or nothing. So I don't see myself having a choice at this point. I've come so far in it. So, yeah.
I think, like, it definitely helps being around other artists and stuff to be motivated, but I feel like most of that has to come from yourself, like, at the end of the day, because if you're just relying on, like, oh, they're doing it, so I got to too, you're not going to really, like, do it right, in my opinion. So, like, for me, when I'm trying to focus on music, like, I get, like, my motivation is always really sporadic. Like, when I find something, I go, like, really hard on it for a while. And then I like burn out, and then I want to do something else. That's just how I've always been. So like as I get older, I'm trying to like find ways to like use that kind of like weakness as like an advantage. So like I just lock in on things, and then as I get older, I'm starting to just like, I guess, stick with things more. So because like I'll make like a whole album and then just need to get it mixed and be like, nah. You know what I mean? I've done it like 3 times. So it's like.
Because like when I sit here and talk, I think of new ideas.
And
I want to go out and be better and like create new and better content. Like I gotta show them that like I wasn't capping when I was sitting there talking about it. Yeah, bro. I told you that spiteful shit. Oh, y'all think I'm not gonna do it?
I think I'm
not gonna do it. Watch this. You feel me?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know. I just feel like when the podcast idea dropped, like I'm a culture guy, so I've always been about hip hop. I've always been about sports. I like to talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people have always said you need to do a blog. You need to do something where you focus that content. We were doing a listening party right last year at the Midnight Puff with Manny.
Shout out to Midnight Puff.
Shout out to Midnight Puff.
Yeah, bro. Let me try one of them cookies. I just didn't want to fall asleep on y'all.
Oh, hey, get one.
I'm good now, bro. Bro, it's something.
Oh, yeah. See, the last 2, huh?
It was
Hell
like,
yeah.
It's hold on, what you say? It's 40 milligrams. I'm like, 40 milligrams.
She will literally turn you into Scooby-Doo.
Hey, yeah, this shit's fire though. Man, he got a nice little formula going.
Oh yeah, man.
One thing about edibles is like, sometimes if I eat them and I can taste it, that shit be,
You gotta taste it.
I'm gonna eat it, but damn. It's like, if it's smoother, man, he got a little smooth.
Not me, bro.
Oh yeah?
I like it when it's strong as hell. I
Bro, he not capping, bro. Like, I can't. Smathers, I think, is the only person I can't really smoke with in that house, bro. He be out them dabs, bro. He be out them dabs, bro. He's like, so you want to hit a dab?
You on dab?
At the other households, at the Hillsborough house, bro, I remember the first time I hit a dab, it was with Smathers, bro. And I just,
boy, you feel like you taking off. The first time I hit one, I was like,
I was like, bro, that's when I get to smoke with these white boys.
Yeah, you should have seen when I gave Tiggy.
you in that tripping, bro.
Hey, bro, I swear, it's sweating.
I about killed Tiggy, bro.
Yeah.
When he took
You thought you killed it.
he took his first shit, he was like out. But
yeah, bro.
That's funny as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, my pores opened up as soon as I hit it. As soon as I hit it, I could just feel my pores opening up.
I saw like
it's hot as fuck, man. Yeah, for sure. It's
like, yeah, weed's good. I've had to cut back some, but I still get a smoke in, every once in a while.
I'm
only at night now. That's been my New Year's resolution. It's actually been good. Been helping me a lot. Because I used to just wake up, smoke, and I feel like that already clouds your vision, like, for the day.
Yeah.
And now it's like I have a clear head. I spend my day, and then once it's nighttime, I'll be like, all right, fired up, bro.
It was another JB, or was it? No, who was it that told me that he gonna start doing that? Where it's like he gonna make sure his head clear in the morning, he gonna do what he do, and then in the afternoon he gonna relax.
Yeah.
That's part. So I feel like this.
Yeah, anything is bad when you abuse it, bro.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to control it. Don't let it control you, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a big advocate.
I need to work on that, bro. I'm not really good at the whole control thing, bro. I smoke from the top to the bottom.
Yeah. Do you feel like it control you though?
I mean,
or do you feel like that's
I don't know if it control me, but if it control me, I need to let it keep doing what it's doing. Working, you feel me? It's out here like a strides, you feel me? So if that's what's doing that, I hope they keep on doing that. But I don't think so. I don't think like weed just control me. I don't know if I have to have it. I haven't had to be without it. So I mean, like. So I mean, I try not to abuse it, but I mean, I smoke a few through the day. I didn't want to cap. The day?
The day? Nah.
Yeah, they had me oath in. I couldn't lie. I had to swear.
It's different for everyone. Like if my girl smokes, she takes one hit and she's like out and done. Yeah. So at this point, I don't even offer it anymore. It's just like. Yeah, she's just there having that. She can't even communicate.
I remember when I went to girls tend to be a little bit more lightweight, but I remember when I went to Amsterdam with my wife, and we bought edibles there, brownies, them shits. It's next level. Ain't nobody touching Amsterdam.
I need to check it out.
You know what I'm saying? So we cut it up in half. I ate one, my homie ate one. And it was two people, her and this other dude, and they was like debating on. It was like, yo, somebody gotta eat this because I'm not having another. I want to have it. So like, I need it, and so like, she just picked it up. She's like, fine, I'll eat it. Y'all better salt.
It's just a brownie. Nope.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Listen, bro, and so we
out the canal.
Yo, so we left. We listen. We left. We were walking next to the canal, bro, and we went to go eat. And we sitting there eating. And she's like, I don't feel nothing. This one, I was like, listen, take some time.
I hate it when they say that.
And you smacked it down too. You didn't even like. You smacked it down. You didn't even eat it slow. Like you just tossed it back. You don't do this shit. So
I feel like that's disrespectful when you say you don't feel nothing. You don't feel nothing.
Oh, she felt it,
spend my money on
bro. She felt it. She was
laughing the whole time.
Bro, listen, we went to the Heineken Museum, bro, and it set in real hard there, and they had like a little like, where they show how they make the beer. You sit in like a little interactive thing, and when you drop down into the barrel, like it pours beer down, so they pour like water and shit on us. She was like, ooh, she was like tweaking out. I was laughing, and we got on this like little like outside. They had like this little like virtual reality bike thing you could ride through Amsterdam. So me and her were riding. It was fun as fuck. She won't do that shit again though.
Yeah, I ain't never been to Amsterdam.
It was funny.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Amsterdam is hard, bro. That's my favorite city.
I feel like traveling, that's another thing that's good for like people who are trying to create, because you stay in the same place in the same modes. I feel like every time I travel, I come back with like a whole new like palette of ideas and like things to pull from.
Yeah.
And just being away from your comfort zone for a little bit.
Yeah.
That's something I'm trying to do a lot more of this year.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'm big on traveling now. I feel like now that you get it, once you start doing it, you really want to do it more.
And it's easy to do it living in Chat, because like other people live in other cities, they gotta pay like a couple of grand a month in rent, and it's just not feasible.
Yeah. Try to go and take in different cultures, man. That's big for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you stay in Chat, you're not gonna know a culture outside of Chat, and when people introduce you to different cultures, it's gonna make you stand off.
Yeah, guilty.
It's like that,
guilty.
That guy Nico.
I'm so guilty. I've been in Chat so long. I mean, I go out, but if I go out, I'm on a like either a money mission, or I'm finna like come up, or I'm finna network or something. So I go down there and see it. And
with the intent of business, not with the intent of taking it in.
I don't just go. I haven't just been on a vacation just to go and like see the world. Never. Like I usually am on a mission, some type of way.
We're taking vacation,
something, bro. I talk about Chat in my music so much, bro. It shows how like uncultured I am as far as like seeing the world and stuff like that. But
bro, I think with your skill, you need to take in like go. Have you been to Miami yet?
Nah.
Go to Miami,
bro. Miami.
Go to Miami.
I don't need to come back.
Go to Miami.
I see what happens in Miami, bro. I see. You know.
You might not come back. You start playing the sax.
Beach all the time, bro.
Oh, play the sax on the beach.
I don't know. I don't really like sand in between my toes and stuff like that. That's nasty. I be like, what they call me, like I had shoes on and shit, like with the
most black people wear shoes in the beach. Like you don't really wear sandals. I don't know why.
Yeah, bro. I don't like sandals. I don't like that little thing in between my toes. That shit.
Man, we used to go. I think when we went to Panama City. When we go to Panama City.
Niggas was out there in socks and shit.
Niggas was wearing, they had the sock, they had the shoes around their neck and shit. Like, bruh.
That shit.
I see, I'm not bullshitting, dog. I told y'all. No, they go down there and just had the shit tied around the neck. Like, bruh, wear some flip flops, bruh. It's okay.
Slide.
You gotta get in the water. Nah, niggas ain't trying to front. They don't want to see your toes. Niggas don't want to show their toes. They don't take care of their toes. I told
nigga see my feet, he gonna leave the beach. It's time to go. Same boy I am with his feet out. You see, I mean, they're not that bad, but bro, I just can't. I don't like to show my feet, bro. That's why my shoes be so thick. I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's funny as hell. Bruh, that's facts though.
Yeah, I feel like if I walk in that like downstairs with no shoes, no socks, like you, or should we just look at me like?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, white people walk around with shoes without shoes anywhere. Like I'm
just be like outside going to my car with shoes on.
Travis, how long we been living together, bro? How long we been living together, bro?
Since 2016 at a couple different spots. I mean, I moved to Denver for a little bit, and then I moved back, and we've been so a while.
How many times have you seen me with my feet out?
I've never. I don't think I've ever seen it.
And you will never.
Maybe some like socks if I like came to your room to like look for a cable or something.
You know what's funny? I'm about to start doing yoga. So I'm definitely got to show my feet. Dude, my feet are terrible.
Are you nervous?
Am I nervous about it? I don't know.
Own up to the feet, man.
No, I'm not nervous about showing my feet. I've shown my feet enough.
You know, y'all be doing the yoga on the mat. So if you on the mat and they got claw marks in it, then you know you gotta start wearing socks when you do the yoga.
Yeah.
You're slipping.
First couple times, my bounce gonna be fucked. Man, I ain't gonna lie. They really gonna have to work with me. But
the instructor's gonna come up and like grab your hips and like twist you and be like, oh, you're doing great, and you're gonna be like, get away from me.
Yeah.
First of all, don't touch me. No touch me.
I'm still too. They gonna need to work on me, but it is what it is. I feel like it's something that's one of my resolutions this year is to start that up and
get your flexibility
up. Get my flexibility up and try something new. Get grounded a little bit. So.
Yeah, my girl gotta get her flexibility up. I don't know about me. She gotta do the yoga. I'm gonna let her do the yoga. She can get all, you know what I'm saying, loose and shit.
It's good for your body. It's good for your body.
I do need to start lifting some weights though. You know what I'm saying? Get you some meat on my body.
Especially when you start, doing these bigger shows, bro. You gonna need it.
But imagine me with the dark skin, with the dreads, with the saxophone,
with the slacks,
with the stalling because I just don't want to do them like that, bro.
Nah, do it like that, bro. Do it like that.
Have y'all seen his purple saxophone? It's pretty fire.
Hey, bro, with the purple saxophone, bro, that's
it's pretty minty.
That's pretty sensual, bro.
Hey.
They grab a bunch of beats from YouTube and rap on them.
It changed.
Just run circles on everyone.
It changed in 2010.
To me, mixtape means not for profit. So when somebody drops a mixtape, it's a bunch of like free music. Like nobody's doing
that anymore though.
Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah,
bro. You might as well just put it on the stream.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it. But in 2010, that was like when fucking Rich Forever came out.
Yeah,
like,
true.
And the Orange Juice and all them. Like Kush and Orange Juice is original project.
Yeah.
It's a mixtape.
I suck at dates. I suck at
those are really, I feel like nostalgic.
Friday Night Lights,
that time.
And that was like when, niggas really had to put, they
Section
pretty
80.
much smashed into the
Section 80?
That was an independent album though.
That was a mixtape.
It was a mixtape.
Was it a
But it
mixtape?
ended up on streaming platforms, but it came out on like,
mixtape.
I think on
That was that's a great.
what's it called?
That Piff.
Yeah, That Piff.
Damn.
Yeah, Hot Mixtapes and Dat Piff, I think, is where they put it out first.
That was a classic.
And like hard copy
that's a
CDs.
classic. That is a classic.
Kendrick don't got nothing but classics.
Yeah, he ain't really missed.
Yeah, bro. That's why he takes so long on his albums, and I really appreciate that about Kendrick, bro. That he take his time with his music. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, he don't need a rush.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
He don't got to rush. It's like when you put that much effort into your albums and you got as much anticipation as Kendrick, and you gotta beat the last project. Like I don't know how you gonna beat.
Yeah, he gonna make it harder every time, bro.
That shit crazy. Like he raised the bar every time.
Every time. You know how hard that is?
Hey, bro.
Musician, like,
I mean, shit, I can't do it by myself, so it gotta be hard.
It's not easy, man. So I respect that too. I mean, I feel like he don't need to rush. I think he'll drop some of this shit.
Yeah. He probably will, and hopefully Zay too.
I've been waiting on Zay, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been waiting.
I think he gonna try to do the same shit, bro. That's why I kind of like what Zay doing. That if he don't deliver, then I would have to take it back. But I mean, I hope I'm not going too far when I say, okay, Sylvia was a classic to me.
Yes. I agree.
Son's Tirade honestly is gonna be a classic, bro. I don't know if people will count it a classic yet, but Son's Tirade will also be a classic when.
I thought it was a great album.
So it's like he's on a streak to where he could be like Kendrick as well.
Listen, Zay only has 2 albums, and he has people are begging for his music, bro.
Yeah,
he only got 2 albums, and this niggas that be
It's
like,
something to
if you
it.
go on TDEs like mentions and shit, they be like, "Where's the album? At? Where's the album?" Where's the album?
There's like whole Twitter pages devoted to like, Zay posted a 4-second clip. Kind of hear a song in the background.
Niggas be tripping.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be the Frank Ocean of rap, bro.
That's
that's
can
big
believe
to
that.
say.
That's very
big to
facts.
say, but slick, bro.
That's
He could be the
facts.
Frank where people are like waiting years for this film to drop. And I hate that it sounds biased just because he's from Chattanooga and I fuck with dude, but like he makes some good ass
He's making
music.
some good music.
His topics.
It's not
be
biased.
fire.
It's facts. The proof is
bro.
I mean, he got the fan base.
I mean,
man.
facts.
It's proof,
Facts. I
proof's
mean,
there.
yeah, just look at it.
I think it's gonna be a big year for Tut too. Like just
Me too.
from what he's sitting on.
Yeah,
And
me too.
like getting good. He's got good people with like sub label from Sony working with
Yeah.
him. He's just got his head's in the right place. It's gonna be fun to watch like 2020 and Tut.
I'm trying to get them.
I can't wait till y'all hear it because I'm sick of hearing that motherfucker. Every fucking night, bro. Every fucking night. I'm like, bro, oh my god, bro. And it's like the next room to my room. So I'm like, bro.
Yeah, Tiggy's mixing it hard.
That's what's up.
Right.
And these are really good, by the way.
Yeah, the weed.
I told you.
Yeah, bro.
Huh?
They're really good.
I told you.
I like his work. I can feel it.
I
Right?
told you, man. I told you. All right, man. So
Why's my chair keep like ending up this way?
I don't know, man. You rocking hard. You rocking hard.
I'll be like, that's my one worry. I'm about to get in front of a studio audience and be like,
yeah, man. So this has been. I don't know if y'all follow me and shit.
Anybody else before I kill him, bro? Cause I'm smashed.
Nah, I got mine.
I'll take one, bro.
Who was
Get
that?
one
Who
for
said that?
The DJ.
Oh, come on, yeah. Certainly for the DJ.
Yes, sir.
Can you come grab this for me?
I will.
That's what's up. Corona's on deck. I need to go get mine at the fridge.
I thought you was asking for the other one. I was like, hey, that's the last
I was saying.
Contact.
These cookies are good. I was saying, yeah, man, this week been a lot of personal deaths for me. It's kind of dark, but it ain't been an easy week. I lost a coworker, and I don't know if y'all heard about that car crash. This dude going the wrong way.
No.
There's a dude going the wrong way on the interstate Sunday morning, and hit her. And she lived in this area. I've been talking about she was supposed to come to the podcast. I was gonna tell you about this one. Wow. But she was gonna come to the last one. I got the information to her late, but she was cool people. But it's got me. Then I had like a classmate pass away, and I don't know if y'all know who Denzel is. He was in the community here. He passed away was it yesterday or so it's been a crazy week. Yeah. With dreads, young dude.
I know.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, man. I don't want to break down, but I kind of wanted to talk about, like, we never really get to think about those kind of things sometimes.
Right.
When we doing things like this with music and trying to build some kind of brand about yourself in that way, like, what kind of like stamp or legacy do you whenever you go, what people would say about you, or what, you know, how they kind of use you, or what they did as inspiration? What do you want to leave that with? Because I've been thinking about that all week, man. Like, with the podcast and shit. Like, I actually have one of the things I've been looking forward to is doing this, because I have an outlet to where I can, like, talk and, you know, be around people that hear me and talk back or whatever. Some people don't have that. They got to go on to their next date. You know what I'm saying? So it had me thinking, like, what topics can I tie in with that? And
Right.
y'all two doing big things for the city, so there will be something, I think, where y'all have a name, so that's gonna build and get to a certain level. Where would you want that to be after the fact?
I guess I just want to be remembered, like, as a good guy, like, just someone who wasn't selfish, someone who cared about, I don't know, that sounds like really general, I guess, but to me that's, I guess right now is more important than maybe just like being remembered as like great, like doing something like great. But I don't know, at the same time, like my roommate, like his dad passed away, and seeing that happen, like how much of an impact his dad was on people, like at the funeral and stuff like that, it inspired me, even because he was like my basketball coach and stuff growing up. And just seeing like how he left an impact on these people's lives, like in all these different ways, it was kind of like, if you're like, you could just like die and like no one go to your funeral because you didn't really like give back, you know. So I feel like there is a reward in that, because you're like leaving the world a better place. I'm saying all the cliches right now.
And so I think hers, when she passed, like, you know, I had her on Facebook and I could see like how many people were impacted by her. That was something I seen every day, so I actually was able to see, you know, her where she was, you know what I'm saying, on her last day. And but these are people that I hadn't seen her forever, and they was reaching out, talking about how she's connected with them, and you know, and that's something that
or like when Terrence passed away, it was like,
yeah, man, the impact that he left was.
I mean, I remember meeting him like when I first met Isaiah Rashad, and he was like helping like mentor Isaiah. And, like, just so much like he's done for people in this whole community.
Yeah, he was on me when I did.
Can't let people like that just get forgotten.
But yeah, when I did Fresh Roots here, and he was one of the main ones that was on me about like keeping that shit up, keeping that, you know, that up. And he was one of those dudes that'll keep you. I like, and this was her too. She like, they the same with everybody. They honest. They gonna tell you how they feel. They blunt. And he was like that. Yeah, he gonna tell you. And it was from a good place though. It wasn't like on no hating shit. It wasn't on no every shit. He just like, if this where you trying to be, you need to do this. If this where you trying to do, you need to do this. Don't hold back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do it. Like, some people can't. I know like a lot of people in this community have a hard time taking critique sometimes, or like people telling them to something different than, you know, that they feel is gonna be better for them. And you can't really be like, you have to take critique, even if you at least listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I always try to like at least listen to it. And if I feel like it's some bullshit, then I determine if it's some bullshit, then I cut it off. But I always try to like, all right, where are they coming from with this? If it's bad, all right, appreciate it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard people say, hey, you know, you can't do no music this shit trash. I'm like, what? That's because you fucking don't care. You don't have no dreams. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't, you know, like,
you ain't got no dreams. You don't like my music. You ain't got no dreams.
You where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. You don't understand, you know, where I'm coming from. Mine, like, you good with doing the same old bullshit every day and like living that life. That's fine, but don't tell me like I can't do something. So for me, it's like I always try to like think about that impact, think about what you can leave somebody's day-to-day life. Approach each day is like, you know, try to leave it with a good vibe. Every day is not gonna be a good day, but at least try it. And like,
right.
You know, don't let shit affect. Like, if you meet somebody, if you're going through some shit, it's not easy, bro. If you're going through some shit and you meet somebody new or you meet somebody that don't know that, don't try to like take them as they are. You know what I'm saying? And
I guess one thing I just thought of is like, if I could inspire people to do one thing, it's to like not give a fuck about other people's opinion and just do their own, like do what they want to do and not care what anyone else thinks about it, as long as you're like not impacting others. And like you're gonna be more likely to succeed if you get into that mindset, because I feel like getting criticism or stuff like that, it just logs away in the back of your brain, and if you let that kind of like hold you back, like you're like in the zone writing or something, and then you just think of some guy being like, but you're white though. like, all right, no, I shouldn't write this song. Or you know, like doing this hockey shit. I'm putting this up online. Some like 12-year-old kid's like, you suck, bro. Like I could do way better. And I'm like, should I keep posting? Like fuck that little 12-year-old kid, bro.
12-year-old kids. A lot of them kids be saying shit just get fucking attention, bro. And then they get it, and then you talk to them, and they either continue to troll you, or they be like, sorry, bro, like I really like your content.
Yeah, it's like a good learning experience to see that, because you just if you keep it moving. You've knocked out most of like things that hold most people back.
Exactly, man.
Because I just got 100 followers. Like there's big screenshots of these tweets of like J. Cole being like, I just hit 500 followers, bro. Like appreciate you guys, like you know, and or like Mac Miller being like, I bought J. Cole's album. I hope one day I can meet him. You know. And it's like that kind of stuff is real. It's like if you're not, but so many people look to their left and right and just say like, and one thing I have to say about Chattanooga that is like kind of a downside of it is that I think that sometimes people can be kind of like, it's not like a hate or a jealousy thing, but they can kind of just look at you when you're trying to do something and be like, oh, okay, you Mr. Big Shot, you want to try to do something big. I see how, and you know, they don't necessarily just jump to it like, oh my gosh, I'm rocking with that all the way.
We do have a little bit of support.
If there's one thing that I've noticed changing is I think that's changing in a good way.
It is changing in a good way.
It was way worse when I first got here. It would be like,
it's gotten better.
These kids just found out we're making music and they like dropped a diss song about us just cause. I was like, who is this person?
Listen,
I've never met this person.
Listen,
I'm like watching it, listening like, wait, how do they know my name, bro? It's like kind of like some Dockerish. Like,
I'm talking about this. I feel like if you don't really need, if you in chat and y'all just feel like dissing each other is a loss, it ain't really gonna get you nowhere. I mean,
small
I feel
town,
like,
bro.
It's a sport. Nah, fuck all that.
Listen, I understand.
Somebody diss like, oh, bro, I'm not gonna cat with you, bro. Do not diss me in no song, bro.
It was
I'm coming for your ass, bro.
You heard that here first,
bro. Hey, bro, it's a sport, bro. You'll get your feelings hurt fucking around, bro.
I feel you on that.
You feel me? Nah, facts, bro.
Well, I feel like
sometimes,
but I feel like I like that though. I feel like some people just do it because they on some like clout shit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah. Come get you some. Come get you some clout. You know what I mean? Come get you some clout. Yeah.
Bitch, wait for it,
Oh god.
Oh shit.
I'm not so much like that. I'll be like, alright, bro. Thanks for the views, bro.
Yeah, I feel like that too. It depends.
It depends who it is, actually.
If it's somebody
I'm not gonna
that I
say
feel
any
like,
names,
you know, if I feel like and you lame, and I really feel like you really like crazy for you to come, then I feel you on that.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody just diss me out the blue and it's like, oh yeah, you obviously looking for some clout, like if I say I'm not gonna play, it's like it's been some people who diss me in some songs and they're like,
they tagging.
I had to say my piece.
They test me. I appreciate that though.
Yeah,
that's
I have to say my piece.
Don't say my name.
I'm competitive too, and like you was talking about with the spiteful joint, bro. I completely agree, and I support that idea.
Thank you.
spiteful grind, bro, is some of the hungriest grind, bro. When somebody tell you you're not finna do something, bro, I've been told that all my life. You're not finna be like, bro. And half the reason I do all the stuff that y'all seen me post has been because somebody was like, they slept on me.
Yeah.
And I saw them sleeping on me, and I had to do something to wake their ass up. And they wake up every time, and then they go back to sleep. It's like, I can remind their ass, like, look, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Like that. That's what's up. See, like y'all get to see the poster, the smiling Swaybo. This one if you want to, bro. You see that commercial.
It's a sport.
It's a sport.
It's a sport.
Hey, no cap.
And you gotta have that chip on your shoulder too.
Yeah, that's heavy.
I feel like every great athlete or artist does have a chip on their shoulder. There's not many just like kind of in the clouds, like clouded out.
Yeah,
they're trying to prove something to somebody.
Yeah, that's one thing I took from the Drake interview that you was talking about was because they was asking him. They felt like J. Cole and Kendrick would probably like get to the point where they stop making, which I can actually foresee for them too. But Drake was like, he want more, and he had one of the best 10 years of an artist ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he like, no, I'm trying to see what I can do this decade. I'm trying to see if I can get to this level of artists that we still talking about from the 80s, 90s to early 2000s. I'm trying to be that for 2020. So.
You think we gonna get tired of Drake?
I don't know, man. I can't. Every time I say that, it don't happen. I will say, I just feel like he's able to do so much, bro. Like he just keeps. His versatility is crazy. It's gonna be hard to. I mean, I thought he should have took a break after Take Care. I remember when Take Care came out. I thought he should have took like a little break. And Nothing Was the Same came out like in 2012 or some shit. Like a year after. And that shit was probably his best album to me, I think.
Did you like that song he just put out where it's like almost like a British grime rap?
I did like that.
I did too.
The
video was hard.
And I'm like, bro, like he doing he's doing UK tracks now.
Like, man's not hot. But it's tight though, and it's good. Like, and that's actually how people talk where he's from. So he's kind of more like.
It's not even fake.
Yeah.
Like he be killing. They be like, bro, he be stepping into the Caribbean lane. It's like, no, he's from Toronto. He hanging with Caribbean niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And he's able to put that into a song because he's around it. It's like, bro, we don't know that. We ain't got too many Caribbean niggas.
Unity. We got this buddy from Toronto who did a song with our boy Elijah Dax, and he comes down here and he'll be like, all right, man. It's like almost like a Jamaican kind of thing with a Canadian vibe. It's a cool accent.
That would be hard. It is a cool
like
accent.
Trying to steal the slang where he's from when he's here. Trying to
learn
them all.
Yeah, that shit hard. I appreciate diversity. That's why I fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I think that's a big part of it's a musician. You gotta be a musician too. And hip hop is music. It doesn't have to be one lane. And I hate when you try to get boxed in, like niggas try to box niggas into one lane. If they don't hear something from a rapper that they expect, it's trash. It's like, no, like let that man tap into whatever. If you want to hear the same album over and over, go listen to the album. You know what I'm saying, that you like. Go listen to that over and over.
It helps that we like the way the house is set up. Like we have country, we have like the big sounding pop.
Yeah.
We got
Would you step in country lane?
Would I step in the country lane? Oh, I got some indie rock songs. People don't know this coming, bro. I got some indie rock, bro. I got some. Hey, bro, don't put shit past me, bro. I put up anything.
I wrote a country song with the guy that he's.
Oh yeah.
It was tight. It was like a new experience.
That's what's up.
Don't put it past me.
I kind of like the song, but like I don't know if we'll put it out or anything. But
yeah. I can't. Country's always been a struggle for me.
I used to always, people go, what kind of music you like? I'd be like, anything but country pretty much, and and techno.
Yeah, I can fuck.
And now I'm starting to like, I like country now, like, I guess because we live with this country artist, and he's playing it all the time, and kind of
hear the writing process.
Like, which one is that? What song is that, though?
Yeah.
That one's kind of good. George Strait?
I definitely wasn't on country before, but he said something about George Strait, and somebody came to me and was literally like, "Yo, have you heard that new? Have you heard of George Strait?" I was like, "Yeah, I've heard of him. I haven't heard anything." Well, they were like, "Well, he's like the Michael Jackson of country."
Oh,
so, I had to check that. I had to check that out. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like, to each his own. But like, you know, it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
We got Kane Brown.
Right.
I've never really listened to Kane Brown, but I respect him because. Oh, you said something about somebody being in the mainstream from Chattanooga. We got one.
Yeah,
that's as mainstream as you can get, bro.
Bro, I saw somebody playing. Bro, do you see the crowds that be coming?
He was up for like Country Artist of the Year.
Yeah, he's like.
I don't know if he won, but he was up for it.
You don't think he won?
I don't know.
It's because he got that urban feel. They ain't never heard that urban feel.
Got the country.
They ain't never heard that before.
They don't know. That country boys come out. They be like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, like Martello used to play like when he was doing YouTube videos. When he popped off, like it's funny if you watch like they did this Good Morning America thing and like they show the YouTube footage and it's like Martello in the background like in this super like jank footage and now he's like, you know, multi-million-dollar video budget.
Multi-million.
You know who Martelli is, bro? You know who you talking about when you say Martelli? Okay,
yeah, people don't know.
But Martelli used to be one of our roommates too. He's Flock as well, and he played on like a lot of the Tut songs, like Live from Chattanooga, and like
he played really, like 8 instruments
on the whole thing. He played on everything. Yeah.
He hard. So I only met him, I think, once. I think I met him once.
Yeah, bro. He too big for us now.
He too big.
I'm too big for us now.
Flock has become more like the house, kind of like a campus almost. And like people come and go, and everyone's got like their own thing. But like there are certain things that we all like collaborate on. Yeah. But it's a lot of like moving parts.
Yeah. How's it living with the? Like,
I mean, it's like Tiggy's built out this huge studio in the basement, so now it's like at night, he'll just be like whamming. But you get used to it. I mean, I've been living with musicians since I was like, you know, in college and stuff, so you learn to sleep through it like 808s. So everyone's got monitors in their room, so at any given time, the worst is like 2 people next door to each other are both like mixing really loud, and you're hearing both, and they're like just all this, just a cacophony of just cacophony. You know, it's all off beat.
No cap, bro. Don't serious. In all seriousness, Flock literally changed my life forever. Like I remember when I first really got involved, and it was like being called Flock again because it like had this time period where it was called something else, and I got around EC and like the rest of them, Smathers, like everybody, Nate, and they were like hiking. Now keep in mind, bruh, I've lived in Bull Height. I've lived in Woodlands, bruh. I lived in, you feel what I'm saying? So I'm coming from a totally different like side of the spectrum coming into this. You feel what I'm saying? So they going on hikes, bro. they got niggas on shrooms, bro. So, okay, real quick. Okay, the first time I ever took shrooms, bro, and I got a homie. I got a homie at the back that remember it was this house that I lived in called 708, and like that's what we call it. All the artists that I was cool with used to come through and record. So I tripped shrooms for the first time. I'm with EC and everybody, and I just remember like during that moment thinking to myself like, what is my purpose here? Like, bro, at that time. I had a child on the way, bro. Yeah. So I got 2 jobs, bro. I got a car. I got 2 cars. I'm ready for this child. And then like through this shrimp trip, long story short, I ended up like quitting both jobs. Yeah. Like I got rid of my phone bill. I deleted my phone bill. I'm cutting my expenses so that I can only invest the money that I make off of like saxophone gigs and like features and all this stuff, and I'm like only investing into that stuff and like paying for like my child up until I did this for 3 years, bro. No job, just gigging. I did this for 3 years off a result of meeting these guys and just like changing my perspective and like realizing like kind of like my purpose. After that, it was a wrap. I haven't had much like hands-on help or like assistance really. It's more so just like a shift in my personal life that Flock created that like it just gave me a sense of like purpose, you know.
And it's been cool to watch that like transition, you know, because I remember when we were in the Hillsborough house and it was like you were still like building your like foundation with your music to where we are now. It was like 4 years ago, probably.
Yeah, man, y'all.
And now it's like people come up to me like, "Oh yeah, you know Suevo?" And I'm like, "I've heard his music. He's fire."
Nah, y'all like the y'all like the chat Dreamville. Like, I mean, I don't like comparing shit like that.
No, for sure.
That's for real.
Sure.
Like,
so we aspired to do something like that.
Yeah, but I think y'all got the range though. The range that y'all can get is.
For now, we're an artist development company, and like we just kind of like develop artists. So we just like we're developing our artists into like I guess what do you call it? Like finding that trajectory. It's like scaling each artist, seeing how big they can get them, sending them on their way, and just like we find artists that are like really good. They got the total package, and like we just make it a thing, polish the music, get everything together, and then like put it on a shelf to sell. You know, Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
A lot of it is like EC working behind the scenes. Like,
I think that's
right
big.
now. I think it's been more like quiet. Well, what's been up because it's been a lot of him trying to just connect with like these publishing companies and like. That's when things get weird when you start looking at like the business side of things, and it's like you got a group of friends and like stuff like that. They turn into like a community, and then it's like you start trying to make the business aspect happen. And I don't know, people start taking it more seriously. And
I think that's one thing I noticed with a lot of musicians here or artists here is like they don't really take in the aspect of that side at all. Like they don't look at it as a business or a job. They look at it as I do music, like that's but there's a part of that you outlet. Need to if you're gonna take it serious, if you're trying to be like niggas that you listening to and aspiring to be, it's a business too. You know what I'm saying?
I realized I thought it was 11:30 and it's definitely 10:30, so we can go until whenever. But I mean, if we're gonna wrap up, we can wrap up. We can go until like 1 a.m.
I definitely have drank 5 beers.
I didn't really have a lot of crowd participation this time. It wasn't too many controversial topics. Last time I asked if you're in a relationship, can you be pro-black? And that shit said it.
If you're in a relationship,
can
you be pro? Wait. I mean,
you heard it. That shit Hey,
what she say?
She was and I think she was still picking up on. She was talking about like if you come from a different perspective and you gotta raise these different kids. She got like 5 kids, so she was trying to explain like these different kids come from different backgrounds. They're all mixed. If they act a certain way, why are they not still considered black or something like that? Which. In part, I let them talk. I just let them talk. You know what I'm saying? I think that was that's a conversation that's actively happening in the community as far as like, do people feel like how can you be pro-black if you dating somebody that's not black?
I don't feel like that has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that like from a personal I'm not saying this for everybody. From a personal perspective, like I talk to black women and. They come from, it's hard to talk to them. It's always kind of like, where you at, where you been, who is that calling your phone? Because what they done been through, like, let me put you through a lot of shit, bro. We put them through a lot of shit. So they be like,
my girlfriend's white and she does some of that stuff to me.
I'm sure, bro. But it's like, white women just got this thing, like, it's like the mouth, bro. It's like the mouth and the attitude. Yeah. It's like, damn, you really trying to, like, buck me.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt like that. I think it's more of a Chattanooga thing, too.
Yeah.
Because once you start dealing with, different type of women that's coming from different backgrounds. Chattanooga, it's a grimy city, so a lot
that's why we talk to different backgrounds. That's why we interracial. That's why we do that.
We have
so many like world star low-key viral videos. Like
stupid shit.
Girl,
you see that one the other day? And she's like, gang, like
I see why she didn't fight. That girl didn't want to fight her, bro.
She looked okay.
They didn't want to
Hey, she was good. I think.
Anytime you get shot and throw a gang signs, bro, like you hard. You hard, bro. You with the shit.
She's not. Your friend's just filming too. Like she's just standing over her friend who got shot. Like I'd be on the phone with like.
Y'all, I better get off this live.
Yeah.
I guess you better. Your friend just got shot. She was laying.
I don't think it's just because my wife is from Germany. She Italian. She be saying some shit that make me pissed, bro. I'm talking about hot, and I don't like getting mad.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And she be saying some slick bullshit. So I understand where he's coming from. And she know that. I ain't told her. It's not a secret. I say slick bullshit back too. And I don't like getting mad. But I be like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
But the pro-black thing, like I feel like you can still be pro-black. Pro-black just mean like you like are forward like on topics for your culture. Like you just like are about everything like about your culture and like learning about your culture. Like I feel like people are claiming pro-black and acting pro-black and they don't even know what the culture really means. You don't even know what tribe you're from, where you're from, like, in order to be like you like so pro-black, but you don't even know the facts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people be capped when they be talking about that pro-black shit, bro, because you don't even know like. Hardly any of us do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think separating any black people from each other is pro-black from the jump.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say that doesn't mean if I'm dating somebody outside my race, I'm still a black man. You know what I'm saying? Like if a police officer pull me over, they're not gonna be like, oh, who's your wife? Oh, she's white. Oh, go ahead. No, they're not.
Yeah, it's like I had no idea your wife was white for a long time. I never thought like, is he a black guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like it's so ridiculous to me.
It's so stupid.
But I also feel like it's not even like it's always weird to speak on things because it's not really like my place. So I always just try to be like. I was like, can I be pro-black?
Yeah. Well, because I brought that up.
I brought that
that's
up.
a good
I was
question.
like, yo, there are white people that like invested into black people. You know what I'm saying? Civil rights, all of that shit. So are they not pro-black because they're white?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
I know some white girls that are pro-black for sure. For sure.
I don't know, man. I just feel that's an active conversation.
I got drunk. Give me a year.
It's not worth it to drink.
Yeah, you about to get in trouble, man.
Nah.
Breathe in what you been doing.
For sure.
For sure, man. That's it. No, we can wrap it up. I was just saying last time was a little more controversial. This time, this one was chill. Let's just go, man. Either way it go, I'm all about setting the vibe right, setting the element right. This shit was funny as fuck. It was good to see y'all boys, man. Y'all keep grinding, keep setting chat on fire and shit, man. I hope I see.
Thanks for coming.
We're gonna continue to do more shit too. So, y'all, thanks for coming out to the podcast, man.